Today in the Fail-Proof Kitchen, we are cooking up something extra special that I only make this time of year, and these are my favorite little gingerbread cookies that I love to ice up and pass out to all the people that I love. Merry Christmas from the Fail-Proof Kitchen. My name is Jenna Fail.
And I am
Chief Elf
Robbie Jester, winner of Guys Grocery Games, Beat Bobby Flay, and Pressure Cooker on Netflix.
You know, Robbie will beat me every day when it comes to a steak, but I'm wondering if I can pipe a cookie better than you.
Hey, we're gonna find out. We are gonna find out. I'm super competitive, so your days as the piping queen are numbered.
Oh, the moments are numbered actually. We're gonna be piping these in no time. The trick to a really great flood icing as well as a 3D piping icing is going to be the consistency, but you are able to use the same icing for both, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. We're gonna start with 1 pound, measure this. This has to be exactly right. 1 pound of powdered sugar.
And that's a good point to make, is like when we're cooking on the savory side of the kitchen, a recipe is just a guideline. When we're baking and making pastries, you need to weigh things and measure.
Exact measurements. Now we all know a royal icing, most of us know, is just powdered sugar, water, little bit of extract for flavoring, but the trick to great bright white royal icing is going to be meringue powder. That's what's gonna give you that really deep, white, fluffy, cloud-looking icing. To 1 pound, I'm going to do 2.5 tablespoons of meringue powder. I gotta shake that up a little bit. It was a little high. Gotta be precise here. Robbie, if you wanna grab me a 1/3 cup measuring tool with
Sure.
warm water.
Sure,
I just did 3, that's
I'll
fine.
be the tool.
I'm assuming you're cutting all this out. Or do you want me to dance or sing or something?
Yes, go ahead and sing.
Oh, Robbie's already back, too late. All right, Robbie, I'm gonna have you slow, no, not all at once. Very slowly incorporate that. Not all of it necessarily, but just, there you go. Now I am using a paddle attachment here. I'm not using the whipper. What would you call the other one?
Whisk.
The whisk attachment. I'm using the paddle attachment. You don't want to pull too much air into this icing. You want to just blend it through.
She's a mean one. Mrs. Grinch.
Robbie was singing that to me before we got started. So whenever you get everything incorporated, you're going to add your extract whenever it's kind of going a little bit. Personally, I love almond extract. What do you think about that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's great with gingerbread too. So you're gonna let this go for 6 minutes. You're gonna let it continue to spin, and you're gonna notice as it's going, it's growing a little bit in volume, and it's also getting very, very white. Okay, so this icing is what we're gonna use for the 3D icing. It's a bit thicker, it's gonna hold up better to piping, and it's gonna hold its shape. So, Robbie, I know you know how to use a piping bag. Gotta insert this, you know how to use this?
Thanks for not helping me with shit.
That was the point, you're learning. You're the student today. And then we're gonna grab that cup over there. And we really do not need a whole lot of this. A little bit of this icing really goes a long way. And this actually keeps well in your fridge. And this is a great time too, if you wanna divide it up and add some food coloring to it or whatever it is, if you're looking to do like a fun, multicolored 3D, but we're sticking with the white today. So that is ready, Robbie. If you wanna go ahead and tie that off.
We're gonna tie it.
Now we need to make this the flood consistency. So we're gonna need to thin it out just a little bit so it's able to pull back into itself. So you can see here how the waves are sticking to the side of the bowl. You can see those ripples in it. That's when you know it is not ready for flooding. That's more of a 3D texture. Turn this back on. We're gonna add a little bit more water. You really are not gonna get that same texture if you go back in and thin it too much and add more powdered sugar. You really need to control it where it's at to pull more water into it. So here's how you tell when it's ready, or if it's ready. You stop it, you need to get up close, look at those waves. If they fall back into themselves within about 10 seconds, hair too thick, so I'm gonna do a drop. All right, we are ready. Robbie, I'm gonna let you pour that into this other piping bag that we have.
Oh, you want me to do this because it's potentially very messy
Of
and you'd like to
course.
blame it on me.
You remember whenever you had me put my hands on all that meat?
Yep, I do.
Now here with the flood icing, you really don't need a piping tip like that. This is just gonna be a small snip on the end, and then you're ready. Wait, oh, that's from inside the bag. I was like, we have a hole in the bag. Okay, well now that we have the icing all made up, we're gonna get our cookies laid out in front of us, and we're gonna see whose trash talking is backed up, because I have a feeling, I just have a hunch, I don't know, I feel like I'm probably gonna get it.
They look pretty okay.
Yeah, but they're not hard to do. Y'all are about to see. We're gonna get this cleaned up and we're gonna be right back.
I'm like, they look great. I don't really want to talk. I don't want to talk shit.
Trying to be mean, they look good. Okay, so now that we have our icing all ready and our cookies out in front of us, this is what's gonna give you that clean, crisp surface on top of your gingerbread cookie. And there's two very important steps to it. And the first one is creating a wall.
We need to build a wall.
Okay, so the trick to this is to make a bead down, and then don't touch it. You're gonna guide it up and around, and leaving enough on the sides so that it can expand out a little bit, and you'll see we're gonna decorate it here in a little bit. But just a nice clean well. Look at you, you did good.
It's my first time.
And then you wanna come in here and just start filling it. You wanna do this while it's still wet. You don't wanna, generally I do a little well and then I fill immediately. You wanna come in with your toothpick and just kind of pull that icing to just barely touch the sides, because it's gonna grab and hold on. So what I like to do is take them and then just give them a little shake. That's just gonna help even everything out, settle it a little bit. And then generally I like to let these rest overnight before I go into my 3D piping, but I already did that. So we're gonna go ahead and get started on our 3D piping as well. Robbie, you did great, look at that. Look.
I'm adorable.
Very, very nice. All right, Robbie, what shape do you want?
Candy cane.
I have a star over here too if you wanted to do the star. Okay.
Nope, I'll do a candy cane.
All right, I think I'm gonna come in with an ornament. Hang on, don't ice yet. What are you doing? We ain't filming yet.
Oh, we've been filming the whole time.
That's what's gonna make it in there too. So now we have our 3D piping icing, and we're gonna get started on the details. Robbie, you can have free game, do whatever you want over there. But I'm gonna tell you what I like to do, and that is I like to border it with little dots. To me, the more details you add in royal icing, the better. Now the great thing about this state, like of these, is if you do something, you just wipe it right off, because this is already set, listen. So it's going to just wipe right off. You're not gonna ruin it by swiping what you put on there off. All right, now for like the little filigree, there's just no rhyme or reason to it. You just kind of come in with some swirls. Just anything you can to just fill up space, give it some texture. So I made this one early, just a little decorative around the edges to show you guys something fun that you can do with your kids. I doubt your kids are gonna crank these out. Maybe they will, but here's something fun that you can do with them that they would have a blast with and not make a mess in the kitchen either. They make food coloring decorating pens, and if you give them the clean surface to work on, they can actually come right in here with all of these different colors and just draw whatever they want. These would even make great little wedding cookies too.
They sure would. Oh yeah, that looks great.
Yeah. How the hell does candy canes?
You always have one stripe that's long and awkward.
Okay, this is the long and awkward one right here.
Well, I didn't mean make it thick as shit.
Well, shit. Shoot, this looks awful.
I think this is the longest I've stared at cookies without eating one of them.
You know what I really like to have with Christmas cooking? What goes good?
You like,
A subscription,
a share,
a comment,
and a Christmas bell for notifications.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to our beautiful little gingerbread Christmas episode here in the Fail Proof Kitchen.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and get in my belly.
Get in my belly!
Yeah, let's go ahead and try one of these. Let's listen for the snap. Oh. It was a little, there wasn't really a snap.
So let's listen for the.
Okay. Classic gingerbread cookie. You don't want anything overpowering and the icing to take over that flavor, and it's just,